I love an English accent. I really do.
I
Please welcome for
appreciate
the very
that.
first time to TKIF. My girl Sharon Carpenter's in the building.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
I am just dandy. First of all, Sharon, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be here tonight.
Of course.
First of all, Sharon, I mean, I love an English accent, but
Thank you.
that's
I
not.
love an American accent, by the way.
Say it again.
I love an American accent.
Oh, wonderful. Then you've come to the right place. Um, first of all,
It sounds good.
First of all, Sharon, I mean, you've become one of the notorious members of the Gossip Game. The Gossip Game on VH1 has been so yeah has been slowly been making a buzz online, but we've definitely been talking about it every week here on the show because it's our world. So
Yeah.
we had to talk about it. But Sharon, can you just give people a little idea of your background and where you come from?
Yeah, of course. So, as you said, I'm from England.
Mm-hmm.
Been in the US, been in New York for just over 10 years, came here to school, and ever since graduating, I've been in journalism. I don't run off my resume because I got scolded for that a few times.
We're gonna talk about it.
It's like the whole alphabet, right? BBC, CBS, WPIX. But I've worked for a bunch of different outlets, and I have a hard news background, and I have also covered a lot of entertainment. I've loved the hip-hop and have my whole life. My brother's actually a hip-hop DJ in the UK and got me into hip-hop when I was a kid.
Wow.
And so I've always had a passion for it, and I have a very strong passion for covering hip-hop and pop culture as well. And right now, you can find a lot of my work on Russell Simmons' Global Grind.
Mm-hmm. The Global Grind has been getting a really bad rep on the Gossip Game. Would you say?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that there are people out there who may be insecure about their own positions, who would probably absolutely love to work the Global Grind, but try to downplay the impact of Global Grind and Global Grind's position, because they're insecure about their own positions. I would say that. I mean, Global Grind is a great site.
Yeah.
News and entertainment. We've broken so many stories. We've had members of our side, and my boss actually, Michael Skolnick, has been on CNN many, many times. Global Grind really kind of led the charge with the story about Trayvon Martin and really helped bring that story to the mainstream.
Yeah.
And Global Grind has broken many other stories, both entertainment and news.
I look. I definitely agree, but I just felt like I really did feel like they were kind of downplaying Global Grind and the influence that they have, especially in the urban community.
Well, I think they were doing that more to get at me than to actually. Yeah, I think it was more about trying to find ways to get at me than actually bringing down the site.
Yeah, the fact that you've delved into reality TV. A lot of people have labeled you almost like an elitist, that you think you're better than other forms of media. Looking back at the the last few episodes, would you say that you kind of agree that you come off a little elitist? What do you think?
Well, I would say in episode 4, yeah, I can certainly see why people may think I'm elitist. But honestly, I mean, people that know me know that I'm a very down-to-earth person. I'm also a very confident person, and I work really, really hard. It's not that I go around tooting my own horn. I definitely don't do that. But the thing about reality TV is, you shoot a lot. You shoot a lot of footage, there's a lot of conversation there, and only the most dramatic parts get used, so you don't always see the build-up. You don't really see why I'm there talking about my resume or why I'm saying some of the things that I'm saying, but it's always for good reason. But I can certainly see why some people may think I'm elitist, but at the end of the day, not at all. I am a humble person. I work really hard. I'd love to see other women, who are coming up, who are passionate about this. And I'm definitely somebody who likes to uplift women, even though you didn't necessarily catch to that on in episode 4.
Well,
But
I think also the fact that you have an English accent. I think especially Americans, we already as soon as the English accent comes out, oh, think she's better than us.
yeah, I definitely think that's a part of it. And I don't know if this actually made the show, but I did talk to Jazz Fly about that. When she accused me of being elitist, I said, no, I honestly think you think that because I have an English accent. You know, people think the way we speak sometimes, I think Americans, they take it as being a little condescending, even though it's actually completely innocent.
I love it.
It's just our accent, you know, can't help it.
I love it. It's like my kryptonite.
Thank you. But I will say this as well. I mean, I was actually talking to, I did an interview earlier with Hot 97, and I was saying to them, you know, if it was a man saying the same things that I was saying, would a man have gotten the same criticism as a woman gets in that position? What do you think?
There definitely is sexism when it comes to the way women are viewed, especially in media. I can say that honestly as a man. You know, I definitely believe that. I mean, you can say what you want about it. Women definitely do not get the same respect when it comes to business in general.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost like women aren't allowed to go out there and be confident about their accomplishments. You know, when a man does it, you know, people respect him for that. When a woman does it, then, you know, she's elitist and thinks she's better than everybody else.
Most definitely. You're not going to be switching this interview around, Miss Sharon Carpenter.
Well, you know, I like to ask questions too.
Yeah, of course. Sharon Carpenter from The Gossip Game is here, guys. You just tuned in. It's, of course, TCATF. Go to your Twitter, go to your Facebook, go to your Instagram. Link everyone to tonight's show. We're live until 12 a.m. Eastern. First of all, Sharon, I think it's great that The Gossip Game is on the air. It's been struggling a little bit when it comes to the time slot. They've been switching it around a lot. What can you say about it? Because I know you're a co-creator of the show, right?
Yeah, I'm actually the co-creator of the show. A big shout out to Tone Boots, who is the other co-creator. He's also one of the executive producers on the show. But yeah, we were initially at 9 and then went to 9:30, and now we're at 11 p.m. The thing is, with a new show, you know, it takes a couple of episodes for people to really get to know the characters and really become invested.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are right now. You know, we're right in the middle of the season, and people are really into it, and we actually have a loyal audience, which we proved after moving to 11 p.m. and we brought, I think, pretty much most, if not all, of our audience with us.
Go ahead. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So that was a great thing.
If you could change the cast for next season, because you are the co-creator, so we know your job is there. But if we
I'm the co-creator. I'm not actually. I'm not a producer. I am the co-creator, and you know, I was definitely involved with the original discussions about cast members.
If you could get rid of anyone this season, who would you get rid of?
Oh God! Wow. I would say Miss Drama, but she actually makes for great television.
A little bit.
Miss Drama makes for good. Miss Drama is extremely entertaining. I don't think she realizes quite how entertaining she is. But, yeah, I mean, perhaps Miss Drama.
You know, this past episode, first of all, this past episode was really, really touching. You know, we've had Vivian Billings here, but we didn't get a chance to talk about her son and her relationship with Steph Lover.
Yeah.
I didn't like the spitting part, though, Viv. So to Viv, I didn't like that part. I understand you were coming from, you know, protecting of your son, but I didn't like the spitting part.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this week's episode and that?
Well, I mean, I think it was definitely very emotional. I had tears in my eyes when I was watching the part with Viv and her son, and I understand why she was upset. I think the audience understood why Viv was so upset with Steph. So that's a good thing. People could relate and could understand. I mean, would I have handled things in that exact way?
Of
No.
course
I mean,
not.
person. I'm not necessarily into the spitting thing, but I think, again, people could understand where Viv was coming from. And Viv really does have a big heart.
Yeah.
And she's a lovely person. She's somebody who, I didn't really know her before the show, but I've really come to love Viv. She's a very genuine person.
Yeah, she's definitely one of our favorites of the show. And you've definitely made yourself notorious on the show. First of all, we'll move on from the whole elitist part. We got to talk about the relationship part because that's been a big part of your storyline for the Gossip Game.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you single right now?
I wouldn't say I'm exactly single. You got to watch the show, but you saw Garland in the last episode. And Garland is he's an ex-boyfriend. Things didn't work out the first time around. There's definitely a lot of baggage there. But he's somebody who recently came back into my life and has really kind of been an amazing support system. And so, you'll see in the show, like, there are some struggles. He's somebody who's not in the industry. And there are good things about that, but then there are bad things about that as well. He doesn't quite understand what it takes to make it in this industry as a woman. And you'll see, some of the challenges that arise between us because of that.
Well, why do you think exactly? Because you've had this on and off again relationship with him. Why do you think it hasn't worked? Is it because of you and your aspirations to be further in the media business, or is it something else?
I definitely think that's part of it. I think that because I've been so focused on work and wasn't focused on a relationship. I wasn't really sure. The first time around, I wasn't really sure what it was that I wanted. And to be honest, probably at that point in time, he was actually my best friend before we got into a relationship. Wow. And at that point in time, I thought to myself, I want to be one half of a power couple. I want to be with a man who's in the industry as well, and we're both kind of at the top of our game. And I was thinking along those lines. So when sparks kind of started to fly between the two of us, I wasn't sure. I liked him a lot, but I wasn't sure if that was what I really wanted, and that's why I held back. And then he also held back because he saw me holding back. So I think it was just a matter of not really knowing at that point in time what I wanted. But I think over the past couple of years, I've realized what's the most important thing to me right now is somebody who can really understand and support me in my career, and somebody who really cares about me and really loves me and has my back.
Do you want a family and children, a marriage, that kind of thing?
I do. And again, it hasn't really been my priority, but now I'm to realize. The thing is, I'm over here in America. I came over here by myself.
Wow.
I haven't really had family here as a support system. I've kind of had to find my way blindly in New York, and I have made some amazing friends while I've been here. But Garland is he really is like family, and he's somebody who I trust. He did cheat on me, as you saw in the show.
He did not cheat on you, Sharon.
He cheated on me. Why do you think he didn't?
because this is the way it seemed. If you guys just tuned in, I'm talking with Sharon Carpenter from The Gossip Game, VH1's The Gossip Game. The last episode, from my understanding of that particular situation, you guys were not dating. You were just kind of, y'all were jumping off with each other.
We were dating. Go ahead.
You guys were jumping off with each other.
No.
That's the way it seemed. Sharon, can I
speak? Go ahead.
It seemed as if you guys were casually on and off again, that you were kind of, I wouldn't even say dating, because it was more like it was a casual, okay, let's feel this out. You were dating people, he was dating people, but I guess he slept with someone, so you considered it cheating. Did you guys have a clear understanding of what the relationship was?
Well, no, we didn't really have a clear understanding that this is the situation. It was supposed to be one-on-one. It was supposed to be just the two of us. When I went away with a friend of mine to a wedding in Atlanta, which is something that he had brought up, we weren't as heavily into the relationship as we were when I found out that he was seeing somebody else. I'm not saying I was right. I wasn't right. So I kind of understand why he did what he did. But this is what I had the issue with. I was honest about if I went out with somebody else, I was honest with him about it. He wasn't honest with me. He denied, and then I found out myself. So that was the issue. I just need people to be open and honest with me.
Well, the issue wasn't that he cheated, though. The issue was that he lied.
Yes, but the bigger problem. The bigger problem was that he lied, because the thing is, at the end of the day, I don't want to be pulled into a situation or in a situation that I really don't want to be in. If somebody's open and honest with me, then I can make the decision to either continue seeing them or just be on my way.
I definitely agree. I just was a little confused with the situation because the way it sounded on the last episode of the Gossip Game, it sounded as if you guys weren't officially together. So how is it cheating if you're not officially together? But I'm understanding what you're saying. You were more upset about him being dishonest.
Yeah, it was really more about him being dishonest. But also, he told me I was the only person that he was seeing. And it hurt my feelings when I found out he was seeing somebody else. It hurt. Yeah. It was painful. Because he's my best friend. He had been my best friend. Mm-hmm. So to know that my best friend had lied to me and deceived me was definitely painful.
Do you see yourself marrying him? Hello?
I don't know. You're gonna have to watch the show to kind of see how things develop. But there are issues there. There are issues that we would need to overcome.
Okay. One other question in regards to Garland, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
Do you see him as a potential father of your child or children?
Yes, I do, because he's a very loving man. Okay. He really is a good man.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you guys work out your issues, because you seem like a really cute couple.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we get along pretty well for the most part, and we'll see. There are some challenges, as I said.
Sharon, since you're here from not only the Gossip Game, but you are in media, so there are a lot of hot topics this week. So I wanted to just run through just a couple with you. The big story of the week, though, has to do with Chris Cross's Chris Kelly. What are your thoughts on everything, and what do you know so far in regards to this investigation?
Yeah, well, I think it's devastating. Mm-hmm. He was 34 years old. And, definitely a very sad situation. And I mean, Chris Cross, that song, Jump, is that what it was called? Yeah, was definitely a very iconic song. I mean, who can forget about that song in the video? I mean, they created a style trend, wearing their pants backwards. So I think it's a shock. To the world, and I know they don't have a lot of details so far, but we'll definitely be watching that story closely.
Most definitely. Did you hear about the Real Housewives of Atlanta drama this week in regards to Portia Stewart and Cordell Stewart allegedly faking their divorce so they could stay on the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
See, I haven't really been following the Real Housewives of Atlanta too much lately because I've had so much other stuff going on. But
excuse me.
Yeah. I just had so much other stuff going on. But so has that been? What's the evidence there that they've been faking?
Well, this is all hearsay because you know how the gossip goes. You know how the gossip game is.
Well, that's the thing at the end of the day. I mean, we don't know. There's a lot of gossip out there. I mean, is this being published on the blogs, or is this being published in, some of the reputable news media outlets?
well, of course they're not going to report on this. Is Portia Stewart and Cordell Stewart? Who don't cares? But first of all, Sharon, thank you so much for being here. What is coming up for you? You just said you're busy doing so many different things. What else is coming up for you
Yeah,
that
doing,
should be on the
doing a
lookout
lot
for?
of different things. We've been all over the place. Things have been very busy, of course, taping the show. I think we just finished taping. We have been doing press, a lot of press every week.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm doing my Global Grind stuff. A lot of interviews, big celebrity interviews every week that you can check out on Global Grind. I'm working on a couple of other show ideas that I'm very excited about. And I have a new business venture, which I can't tell you too much about yet.
Okay.
But
You'll just have to come back. You'll just have to come back.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
definitely. I mean, a lot of opportunities have opened up. With reality TV, it's a great platform.
Definitely.
And there are a lot of opportunities that have opened up because of that. So I'm definitely going to be extremely busy over the next few months.
And where can people get more information on Miss Sharon Carpenter?
Well, you can find me on Twitter, at Sharon Carpenter. You can find me on Instagram, which is at Sharon Carpenter as well. And you can go to my website, SharonLCarpenter.com, and it's got all my latest interviews on there, my blog, my bio, all my information, contact information as well.
Sharon Carpenter, go ahead. Did you have something else you wanted to say?
Oh, I was saying Global Grind, of course, as well. Global Grind.
Of course. Sharon, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Since we're talking to someone English, we should play someone English. So we're going to jump into some Emily Sandé. Stay on the line, Sharon. Everybody, this is, of course, Next to Me featuring Kendrick Lamar. Emily Sandé's been here in New York City all week. Why she didn't call me? Anyways, it's TKIF. Thank you. It's Friday. We'll be right back.